Hi friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to be reading chapter 6 of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Chapter 6, The First Two Finders. The very next day the first golden ticket was found. The finder was a boy named Augustus Gloop, and Mr. Bucket's evening newspaper carried a large picture of him on the front page. The picture showed a 9-year-old boy who was so enormously fat he looked as if he had been blown up by a powerful pump. Great flabby folds of fat bulged out from every part of his body, and his face was like a monstrous ball of dough with two greedy, curranty eyes peering out upon the world. The town in which Augustus Gloop lived, the newspaper said, had gone wild with excitement over their hero. Flags were flying from all the windows, children had been given a holiday from school, and a parade was being organized in honor of the famous youth. "I just knew Augustus would find the golden ticket," his mother had told the newspapermen. "He eats so many candy bars a day that it's almost impossible for him not to find one. Eating is his hobby, you know. That's all he's interested in. But still, that's better than being a hooligan and shooting off zip guns and things like that in his spare time, isn't it? And what I always say is he wouldn't go on eating like that unless he needed nourishment, would he? It's all vitamins anyway. What a thrill it will be for him to visit Mr. Wonka's marvelous factory. We're just as proud as can be." "What a revolting woman," said Grandma Josephine. "And what a repulsive boy," said Grandma Georgina. "Only 4 tickets left," said Grandpa George. "I wonder who will get those." And now the whole country, indeed, the whole world, seemed suddenly to be caught up in a mad candy-buying spree, everybody searching frantically for those precious remaining tickets. Fully grown women were seen going into sweet shops and buying 10 Wonka bars at a time, then tearing off the wrappers on the spot, peering eagerly underneath for a glint of golden paper. Children were taking hammers and smashing their piggy banks and running out to the shops with handfuls of money. In one city, a famous gangster robbed a bank of $5,000 and spent the whole lot on candy bars that same afternoon. When the police entered his house to arrest him, they found him sitting on the floor amidst mountains of candy, ripping the wrappers with the blade of a long dagger. In far off Russia, a woman named Charlotte Russe claimed to have found the second ticket, but it turned out to be a clever fake. In England, the famous scientist Professor Foulbody invented a machine that would tell you at once, without opening the wrapper of the candy bar, whether or not there was a golden ticket hidden underneath it. The machine had a mechanical arm that shot out with tremendous force and grabbed hold of anything that had the slightest bit of gold inside of it. And for a moment it looked to answer everything. But unfortunately, while the professor was showing off the machine to the public at a candy counter in a large department store, the mechanical arm shot out and made a grab for the gold filing in the back tooth of a duchess who was standing nearby. There was an ugly scene, and the machine was smashed by the crowd. Suddenly, on the day before Charlie Bucket's birthday, the newspapers announced the second golden ticket had been found. The lucky person was a small girl named Veruca Salt, who lived with her rich parents in a city far away. Once again, Mr. Bucket's evening newspaper carried a picture of the finder. She was sitting between her beaming father and mother in a living room of their house, waving the golden ticket above her head and grinning from ear to ear. Veruca's father, Mr. Salt, had eagerly explained to the newspapermen exactly how it was found. "You see, fellers," he had said, "as soon as my little girl told me that she simply had to have one of those golden tickets, I went out into town and started buying up all those Wonka bars I could lay my hands on. Thousands of them. I must have bought hundreds of thousands. Then I had them loaded onto trucks and sent directly to my own factory. I'm in the peanut business, you see, and I've got about 100 women working for me over at my joint, shelling peanuts and roasting and salting. That's what they do all day long, these women. They sit there shelling peanuts. So I says to them, 'Okay, girls, From now on, you can stop shelling peanuts and start shelling the wrappers off these crazy candy bars instead. And they did. I had every worker in the place yanking off the paper off of those chocolate candy bars full speed ahead from morning till night. But 3 days went by and we had no luck. It was terrible. My little Veruca got more and more upset each day, and every time I went home, she would scream at me, "Where's my golden ticket? I want my golden ticket!" And she would lie for hours on the floor, kicking and yelling in the most disturbing way. Well, sir, I hated to see my little girl feeling unhappy like that, so I vowed I would keep up the search until I got her what she wanted. Then suddenly, on the evening of the 4th day, one of my women workers yelled, "I've got it, a golden ticket!" And I said, "Give it to me quick!" And she did. And I rushed it home and I gave it to my darling Veruca, and now she's all smiles. And we have a happy home once again. "That's even worse than the fat boy," said Grandma Josephine. "She needs a real good spanking," said Grandma Georgina. "I don't think the girl's father played it quite fair, Grandpa, do you?" "He spoils her," Grandpa Joe said, "and no good can come from ever spoiling a child like that, Charlie. You mark my words." "Come to bed, darling," said Charlie's mother. "Tomorrow is your birthday. Don't forget that. So I expect you'll be up early to open your present." "A Wonka candy bar?" cried Charlie. "It is a Wonka candy bar, isn't it?" "Yes, my love," his mother said. "Of course it is." "Oh, wouldn't it be wonderful if I found the 3rd ticket inside?" Charlie said. "Bring it in here when you get it," Grandpa Joe said. "Then we can all watch you taking off the wrapper." And that is chapter 6. Remember, have a good day and be kind.